Hello and welcome to This Is. Companies sometimes make stuff and then you go, I didn't think they would make that. So we've done plenty of episodes where it's like tech companies that are older than you think and like the weird first products that they made.
So we're gonna find out about some very interesting companies that, surprise, surprise, are tech companies.
The first one up we got, Ball Mason Jars. This is the Mason Jar.
This is the Mason Jar. So this company was founded in 1880 by Frank and Edmund Ball when they bought a tin can company. And then in 1884, they became the Mason Jar guys and they found out that the patent for Mason Jars was expiring.
Jars are old as fuck. They pulled their balls up and said, we're gonna make something else.
Aerospace! Wait, perfect Mason Jar in space?
They're so good at keeping things airtight, they said, why not make a spaceship out of that?
That's a good point.
Ball now makes satellites for NASA. They make airplane electronic systems, and they sold off all of their glass jar production.
This is a really interesting story that this company started making jars. They're still the world's largest manufacturer of soda cans and whatnot, but they also make, rocket stuff. Domino!
They made pizza and other various foods for a while.
Yeah.
They wanted to make a 30-story slanted tower to serve as a corporate headquarters, calling it the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
So I know a little bit about this, but I don't know why this is not a tech. Why is this a tech company? That part I am completely unaware of.
Self-driving cars. They do drones. They pioneered the tracking for the app. In 2016, they partnered with Starship Technologies to deliver pizza using drones and self-driving robots in Germany and the Netherlands. In 2019, they partnered with Neuro and announced a custom self-driving delivery vehicle called the R2.
Domino's. You got one job, which is to make delicious pizza and deliver it to my house in 20 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Don't get distracted.
Who
okay?
are you gonna trust more?
Focus.
A robot who's programmed to bring you hot pizza? Or some guy named Jeff who's stoned out of his mind?
Jeff is gonna make me a delicious pizza because he knows what's up.
If I go to a pizza place and there's not a guy in jean shorts listening to like Grateful Dead in the back getting high, I probably don't want that pizza. Yeah. So many places out Pizza the Hut.
Yeah.
Like,
the Hut has been thoroughly out pizza.
It really has. Thank you to Bilt Rewards for sponsoring this video. Nobody likes rent day, and why would you? Every month, your biggest expense, and then it's just gone. But we're gonna tell you a little secret here.
Rent day sucks less with Bilt Rewards. Pay your rent through Bilt and earn points every month. You're gonna pay it no matter what, or at least you should, so you might as well rack up some points towards your next vacation or big purchase.
I seriously could have been getting points this entire time, and I'm mad about that. I wish I knew about this sooner.
Here's how it works. Bilt is a loyalty program that lets you earn points on rent and around your neighborhood. And there's so much you can do with Bilt points.
They've been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bankrate, and they're designed to fit your everyday lifestyle. You can redeem them for flights and hotels, workout classes, put them towards your next month's rent payment, and a whole lot more.
Start earning points right now when you sign up using the link in the description or the QR code on screen, and make sure to use our link so they know we sent you. And again, thank you very much to Bilt Rewards for sponsoring this episode of This Is.
Coors Light, the banquet beer.
I will say I'm a little bit more of a Bud Light guy myself. So Coors was founded in 1887 by Adolf Coors. What a coincidence to that one. They also have opened glass factories to make bottles for the beer. They then changed that to be a ceramics thing to do cookware and whatnot. And that is what largely allowed Coors to survive Prohibition.
Now, I'm gonna take a guess and say this is like chemical engineering. Do you remember when they came out with the color changing can?
Yes.
So the mountains would turn blue.
I just touched the beer and is it cold or not?
Yeah.
I think that they own all of the aluminum in the world.
That does seem like a big corporation thing to do.
I just want all of it. Coors Tech and Ceramics! Coors Tech! They're amazing solutions, man. They've made all kinds of stuff, including capacitors, spray dryers. In the 1960s, they made parts for a nuclear ramjet engine, which sounds bad.
I said rocket.
Hip replacements?
I need that. If I get a hip replacement, I want mine to be made out of Coors wide mouth cans.
Just melt the can down and slap it in, boy. Let's go.
Eventually, they spun off into an independent company called Coors Tech in 2000. Side note on all of this.
Yeah.
I think I've said this before. All early people who invented things were absolute psychopaths. Someone looked at barley and goes, I can use that to not have to think about stuff for a while. Like,
Bic. This was founded in France in 1945 by Marcel Bic.
They bought the ballpoint pen patent, perfected it, and been making the same damn pen for about 100 years.
In addition to pens, which they still are, of course, very successful at, they also started doing lighters in 1972, disposable razors.
I'm going with oil refinery for the plastics.
I'm gonna say something very different. I'm gonna say they're in skincare. I will not elaborate any further than that. Big Sports and Phones. What? So in 2008, Orange Mobility released the Big Phone, and essentially the idea was this was a prepaid, fully charged battery.
This is the most burner phone I've ever heard of.
Obviously, I think most people think about Bic when it comes to some stuff like, pens and whatnot. But they used to make windsurfing boards, kayaks, dinghies.
They bought up all this plastic, and then like, what else can we make with it?
Phones. If I buy the phone, does it click like the lighter?
Glock!
Oh,
all right,
boy!
I got you on this one. In Austria, by Gaston Glock.
Cool ass name.
Cool ass name. Obviously, you know them for handguns, field
Devices.
knives.
We call them devices for monetization purposes.
Well, yeah. They're popular pew-pew machines among the military, law enforcement, and guys with Punisher stickers on their cars. If you think we're going to get demonetized for talking about hand devices...
No! Well, we actually will.
That's a perfect segue to what they also do. If you guess this one, I will give you $20 right now. I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
It involves shooting.
They make lasers that could be used for like sights or something.
What they actually also do is horse insemination. So when I say they were shooting, it was cacao.
No. Jesus Christ. Can I just say there's so many things wrong here. Here. Gather around. We're going to go through the things that are f***ed up about this.
The Glock Horse Performance Center has been around since 2011.
Glock Stallions is what it's called. There's a Glock Stallion catalog. There's the stud terms, conditions. And my favorite, ordersemen.com. How much does it cost to ordersemen.com?
Multiple hundreds of euros.
Horses, they don't mess around, man.
You're paying too much for your horse semen. I got a horse semen guy. I'll get you pennies on the dollar.
No, let's not talk about any of this shit ever again.
Of all the things you could also do.
Are you saying that you got excited when you saw ordersemen.com?
AMF
Bowling. Now, this is one of the biggest bowling companies out there. They own Bolero. They own Lucky Strike. I believe that this is one of those things that's been probably like mergered and acquisitioned over the years and stuff.
They only started making bowling stuff after World War II. Can I just make a guess and say this is a CGI and like animation studio that makes all the bowling clips? Imagine like Inside Out 2 was produced by AMF Bowling.
Yikes. I vaguely know the AMF name. Obviously, I've like been to like Boleros and like Lucky Strikes. Those are like pretty popular like bowling chains. I know nothing about this one.
Well, this makes a lot of sense if they were American Machine and Foundry. I'm gonna say big ass generators.
I'm gonna say cotton candy.
Whoa. Nuclear reactors and yachts. Sports equipment, bikes, mopeds, and motorized bikes. During the 70s, they owned Harley Davidson.
Badass.
And they owned DeWalt tools in the 50s.
Weird, okay.
Obviously, they had missile silos.
Missiles, missile defense systems, all kind of fun stuff. Great.
And then in 1985, they had a hostile takeover, and all of those divisions were sold off, and they're just like, all right, let's just be bowling now. American Machine and Foundry could have been the Lockheed Martin. What if the bowling alley took over the world with the military-industrial complex?
Oh, that was the plot of BioShock, I think.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. Corning Glass. Oh, I know this one.
Upstate New York, baby.
This was founded in 1851. They've invented a bunch of things that you might be familiar with, including Pyrex, Corningware. They apparently founded Serengeti sunglasses, which I have never heard of. Matt, I know exactly what the company does now. Do you want to take a guess? Because I will just tell you the answer.
There's obviously the Corning, like the Gorilla Glass.
Yep.
They make that. A ton of fiber optics.
They do, 100%. Almost guaranteed the phone you're using right now has Gorilla Glass made by Corning on it.
Windows for cars and spaceship. Lasers. They made the Hubble telescope lens. If you're in upstate New York and looking for something to do, the Corning Museum of Glass is actually quite fun.
I would absolutely check that out. Oh.
Yeah.
I know about this
because this is the one I thought you would.
One of the biggest suppliers of all kind of fun, explodey, expensive, proprietary, big, loud planes and tanks. So Lockheed Martin, these guys are known for like the skunk works, the stealth fighters and the stuff that they pull out of the thing. You're like, oh my God, that's so crazy. And like, yeah, it's been around for 10 years. You didn't even see it because it was invisible. Ugh. This is kind of a tough one because I feel like they do so many things. So is this gonna be like they make also Tickle Me Elmos on the side?
I actually don't think you're far off.
I think they also do like a lot of like regular military like tanks or whatever. But like, yeah, I'm gonna just say toys. Sega! What? So in the 1990s, they collaborated with Sega. They helped to make the graphics hardware for the Sega Model 2 and Model 3 arcade boards. Lockheed Martin, I guess they had a lot of investment in graphics and heads-up display for fighter planes and whatnot. That is crazy. I'll say all stealth planes look like they were in fact rendered on a Sega Saturn.
Yeah. Adidas.
Adidas! How dare you?
Founded by another Adolf.
No.
After a U.S. sprinter won 4 gold medals in the 1936 Olympics.
Basically, these shoes became incredibly popular because a number of gold medals were won wearing the shoes. I actually don't know. I mean, I know Adidas is obviously a huge company.
I want to say it was like rubber and stuff like that.
I'm gonna say just something like nefarious, sus, where they put it on the company website, but like in the history section, it's like all on the bottom, like, and we did this bad thing, and it was a long time ago, and we forgot about it, and they just move on. Phones! Oh, I thought it was sus. They made a phone, which is a reskin of a Samsung F110 called the My Coach. And the idea was it would connect wirelessly to your heart rate sensor that Adidas made, helping to analyze your running. It had sensors. It was a really cool thing. And also, in 1943, they made anti-tank weapons.
For a specific group of people, Volkswagen.
Okay, so VW was founded in 1937. Everyone knows the VW are one of the largest automakers in the world.
The hint that Kinsey gave us is that it's the most German thing you can think of.
Lederhosen?
Yeah, I'm like,
Sausage? Bratwurst? Beer?
cheese soup?
Currywurst! Wait, Volkswagen make currywurst? I want that. It sounds delicious.
What?
So they've been making the sausage since 1973. It is branded as a Volkswagen original part under part number 199398500A. They've made 7 million just in 2019 alone. And it is VW's most produced part.
Sells more sausages than cars some years, which I mean, like, honestly, that makes sense. Some Volkswagen dealerships give it out as for free when you buy a car.
That's legit.
That's like,
I
feel enlightened, and now I want some currywurst.
I want to implore you, next time you're out there looking at a brand that you have this warm, bizarre attachment to because you have been bombarded by advertising from it since before the day we were born, just think about the weird, the nefarious backstory behind every single company out there. And just remember that they're not your friends. Capitalism is questionable at best. The only friends you really have are your buddies, Matt, Austin, and Kenzie, here to deliver the news, information, and content that you so desperately need as the man keeps putting you down and asking you to build reactors for the Death Star. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, and do not visit any of the websites, specifically one that we mentioned in this video.